rise. Pledge.
Let me read the call, please. Mayor,
Read the call,
let me
please.
read the call, please. Notice of public meeting of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act. Notice is hereby given that the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 12 of the Charter of said city, will convene a regular meeting on Tuesday, February the 15th, 2011, at 6 p.m. in the Commission Chambers on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall Old Federal Building, located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas.
Thank you, City Secretary. Our veterans, would you honor us with lead us in the pledge?
Comrades, heads up, reset, hook. Everybody else put their hand in their heart, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. I pledge allegiance.
Honor the Texas flag.
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the
Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Order, order. Yes.
Thank you, veterans. Pastor Ron Sanford will lead us in the invocation.
Cover.
Let's join our hearts together in a word of prayer. Gracious Lord, we thank you for the privilege you've given to us of this day of health and strength, and allow us to be in this place, to have the opportunity to serve the fine people of Brownsville. We recognize that you are the giver of all authority, so we ask that the blessing of authority you have given to our leaders here and the council tonight will be acknowledged to be under your authority. May they see this as a privilege not so much to rule and to have a power, but to be servant leaders of the community. We ask that you would give them grace and wisdom for the decisions that they make, and be willing to be quicker to listen than to speak, and to have the welfare of the citizens first in heart and mind. Lord, may you give a spirit of grace that would follow through this entire meeting, not just in this time of prayer, but would be followed through in all the decisions and thinking. Grant wisdom and knowledge, that you would be pleased and honored through the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Sanford. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, I got another meeting to go to, so I'm going to skip the mayor's report. Try to get through this agenda as quickly as I can. Commissioner's report.
Commissioner Atkinson is not present.
Okay. Proclamations.
Commissioner Camarillo has a
Actually,
report.
and I'll be real quick. I'll be real brief, Mayor. A couple of weeks ago,
What
Key
is
Bronzo.
this? Okay, oh, Commissioner, okay, go ahead.
A couple of weeks ago, Key Bronzo Beautiful held a tire day in Bronzo, and on the screen you'll see some of the photos of what happened. Basically, citizens were asked to collect tires that were around the city, thrown on the alleyways or wherever they may be, and to bring them to one of two parks, Olivera Park and Gonzalez Park. That morning, they collected about 510 tires. That day, I want to thank all the volunteers. I want to thank Public Works for their help with the trucks and the crews. And I want to thank, most importantly, the guys and the girls that participated, each of our volunteers that gave of their day to help individuals take their tires out of their trucks and work real hard. It was a great event. We look forward to hosting another one, hopefully in a few more months. The public was gracious, and they were excited about this. And we got quite a bit of tires out of the city and in our roadways and our gutters and things like that. So I'm very pleased for all the volunteers and all those that came out to participate. And I also want to thank all the sponsors. We had a number of sponsors that provided discounts to individuals that purchased new tires. And so there was a number of local companies that provided a discount. So I want to thank all of them for participating, helping the city of Brownsville and keep Brownsville beautiful through the tire day. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your brief report, Commissioner. Okay, proclamations. Carlos Lastra, you going to accept the engineer proclamation? City Secretary, would you please read the proclamation? Commissioners, would you like to join Mr. Lastra down to present the proclamation?
Sure.
The engineers, National Engineers Week. I had that posted on the agenda. You have it?
Sir? A proclamation of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, declaring February 20th through 26th, 2011 to be National Engineers Week in our city. Whereas engineers have used their scientific and technical knowledge and skills in creative and innovative ways to fulfill society's needs and to enhance the quality of life for Texans every day, and whereas the engineering profession in Texas is dedicated to ensuring a diverse and well-educated future engineering workforce by increasing understanding of and interest in engineering and technology careers among young students, and whereas Texas is home to thousands of engineers and Texans are urged to recognize the value of engineers in our daily lives as we depend more than ever on engineers to meet the challenges of the future, and whereas the engineering profession in Texas has made significant contributions to the health, safety, welfare, and economic well-being of the citizens of Texas and of the United States. Now therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the charter of said city, do hereby declare November 20th through 26th, 2011 to be National Engineering Week in our city, and to urge all our citizens to promote recognition among the community of the importance of engineers in our daily lives. Done on this, the 15th day of February 2011, signed by Pat Ahumada, Jr., Mayor and City Commissioners.
Commissioner, Mayor, thanks for the recognition. The Engineers Week is to raise, purpose of Engineers Week is to raise public awareness of engineers' positive contributions to quality of life. And on behalf of engineers everywhere, I thank you for the proclamation. Thanks.
Next one, Martin Vickers, please. Mayor Vickers, please step forward. Would you be kind enough to do the proclamation and read it, Commissioner?
When you hear the name M.M. Vickers, the two things that come to my mind is community service and somebody who's been involved in Charter Days. Mr. Vickers, we're honored to have you here, here at City Hall. We thank you for all that you've done for this community, and sorry it's taken a while to give you this proclamation, but we're very, very happy to do so, and we're very excited that you're here with your family to receive such a high honor. So thank you so much, Mr. Vickers. A proclamation of the City Commission of Brownsville, Texas, recognizing M.M. Vickers for his many years of civic activity and leadership. Whereas M.M. Vickers is a native of Brownsville, attended local schools, and is one of 4 Vickers brothers that have served the U.S. military during World War II. And whereas M.M. Vickers is a former mayor of Brownsville, the youngest person to gain election to the city's top office, and is followed up by half a century of dedication to the city of Brownsville. And whereas M.M. Vickers was the inaugural chairman of Brownsville First Task Force, a former chairman of the Brownsville Airport Advisory Board, and in 2007, he founded and organized the Cameron County Mental Health Task Force, which he currently chairs. Whereas M.M. Vickers was appointed to the early 70s by Texas Governor Preston Smith to be chairman of the Texas Good Neighbor Commission and to the Texas Criminal Justice Council. And whereas M.M. Vickers is a member of the American Legion Post 43, has served 3 terms as president of Charter Days, and an organization which he and his late wife, Sarita Fabra Vickers, were part of more than 60 years. And whereas M.M. Vickers on November of 2010 served as the Grand Marshal and honoree of the Southmost Veterans Day Parade, and has been named by unanimous vote of the governing board Grand Parade Marshal for Charter Days 2011. Now, therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the charter of said city, and on behalf of all our citizens, do hereby recognize and congratulate M.M. Vickers for his many, many years of civic dedication and leadership, and further thank him for all that he's done for Bronzeville. Done on this, the 15th day of February, 2011, signed by our Mayor, Pat Humada, and the rest of the City Commission.
The Honorable Mayor, Commissioners of the City of Brownsville, indeed it is with gratification that I accept this tribute today in behalf of my family, Sarita, Janice, Buster, and my grandkids, Shelley and Jason Werner. You know, the journey that I have traveled throughout the years. I was elected first in 1955, and I was 29 years of age. And that was all brought about because some kind of an upheaval that took place with the city before, where they gave away 97 acres of parkland that was dedicated as a park and to be used for the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. But my predecessor and his majority saw fit to give it away for $10 and other consideration. And at that time, I was serving as president of a service club. I had been elected 3 times, and they came to my office one day, and the community was upset about it, to give away the park property. And the legislature passed a law that no city can sell a public park without first an election of the people. They had no election. So for $10 and other consideration, they gave away what's now Rio Viejo. It was a park. And so I think the other consideration was some of the members ended up with a home site out there. And anyway, I want to tell you that my life has been a long journey. And I have had the privilege of serving the people of Brownsville in my business ventures for more than 3 decades. The community, the Brownsville, supported me tremendously. So I owed back the city of Brownsville something. And when I was on the commission, bear in mind, it was $10 for a meeting, 2 meetings you got paid for, and no more than 3 regulars. So all you could make was $50. And also there was no cell phones, there was no gasoline or car allowance. But anyway, for every $50 that I got, I gave it back to some poor citizen that needed medicine or couldn't pay their utility bill, and I helped them. And at that time, Mayor, we ran the power plant. There was no PUB. We ran the water and the sewer departments, and everything was under the control of the mayor and the commission. So now you have a separate entity out here with PUB, and I presume they're doing a good job. But I want to tell you that it's an honor for me to be here with each of you, and I feel like I'm part of you because this is my city too. And on behalf of my family, and I want to congratulate all the employees of the city, and especially an outstanding city manager that you people have. I think Charlie Kabler has done an extraordinary job as city manager, and I hope he continues for many years in the future. Once again, can I say to you, mil gracias. Thank you so much, Commissioner Camarillo. It's my pleasure to be here with you.
Proclamation is welcome home yet on Veterans Day.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the veterans for coming out tonight, and this is a proclamation of the City Commission of Brownsville, Texas, declaring April 9, 2011 as LZRGV, Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day in our city. Whereas members of the Armed Forces of the United States stationed in Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War served our nation under the most trying conditions at a time when the nation was divided in its support, and whereas 1 out of every 10 Americans who served in Vietnam was a casualty, and 58,148 U.S. service members made the ultimate sacrifice. 3,400 from Texas, nearly 2,100 Americans are still missing and unaccounted for, and there are over 660 military prisoners of war, and whereas 304,000 out of 2.2559 million who served in Vietnam wounded, approximately 75,000 were severely disabled. And all these men and women deserve our steadfast recognition and praise. And whereas, when these service members returned home, they were caught in the crossfire of public debate, protests, and turmoil about our nation's involvement in the Vietnam War. And as a result, these brave men and women never received the welcome home, salute, and gratitude they justly deserved. And whereas, the citizens of our nation, state, counties, and cities must never forget the pain and suffering that existed yesterday and today for the men and women who fought with honor and distinction and sacrificed their lives in the name of freedom and democracy for all. And whereas the South Texas region has united to work together to organize, promote, and host a long overdue historical tribute and event for all Vietnam veterans of South Texas titled LZRGV, the event will be a living memorial and conducted over a single day on Saturday, April 9th, 2011, generating national awareness, celebration, and acknowledgement of Vietnam veterans who served and sacrificed, those living and those who have passed away. Now therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the Charter of said city, and on behalf of all our citizens, do hereby proclaim April 9th, 2011 as LZRGV Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day, to properly welcome home and salute our Vietnam veterans from South Texas, as well as commit our support to assist with the success of the event. Done on this, the 15th day of February 2011, signed Mayor Pat Almada and the City Commission. Thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, we want to thank you for letting us come over and for this proclamation. We're really proud of you, Mayor, and the Commissioners, because we know that you have really worked hard for us, and we thank you for what you have done for all the veterans. We want to invite you to McAllen, our 9th April LC RGV, okay? And we want to welcome everybody and invite the war veterans to include World War II, not only special for the Vietnam veterans that are coming home, but I think it would be nice to invite World War II veterans, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf Persian, Afghanistan, Iraq, and up-to-date veterans. So we'd like to invite all of them, and we want to thank you for from day one, you've been with us all the time, so we will really honor you, and we want to thank you, and to include the community that I know that they have worked hard for us. Thank you, Mayor. The location will be in McAllen Convention Center, right off of Ware Road. You can't miss it. It's right there on the right-hand side, right there. April the 9th, yes. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Get us information, we'll put it on the public channel for all veterans to know. Just get the information.
Cavler got us.
We have a presentation next. Riverman Sustained Development Council, Heartland or Valley. Evelina.
Go to the next one. Do you have this on, do you have this on the, do you have it? Can you show it up there? Yes. Okay. We just need four right now. Thank you. We'll do four and I'll take one.
Here you go. Do you have anything else for me to sign?
I was in the Marine Corps.
You need me to fill this out?
After Freddie.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. My name's Hilario Diaz, and I am here representing the Rio Grande Valley Sustainability Council. I'll start off by telling you a little bit about what the council is and what we're about. The council is comprised of organizations and individuals from both Hidalgo and Cameron County. We have private businesses, public entities, cities, counties, and it's a group of about 25 people right now whose sole mission is to advocate for energy efficiency and energy conservation and sustainability here in Cameron County. We have no other purpose. We serve no other purpose. As an organization, we do not endorse anyone or any project or any particular product. Our whole mission is to bring information forward to our community as it impacts on energy conservation and energy efficiency. In keeping with this theme, we have had a number of conferences, and on March 18th of this year, as you can see on the Save the Date flyer, we're having the second annual conference for the Rio Grande Valley Sustainability Council. The other conferences that have been held, and all here in Brownsville, were held by the South Texas Energy Partnership, which was just a committee in the city, within Cameron County. You can see on the second page of the website, it's the first page of our website. And on that website, as you can see, is announcing the conference, and then there's a welcome to the conference. On the left-hand side, you have the event sponsors. One of the things that we pride ourselves in putting these conferences together is that we use no public money to do so. Everything is done with private funds. We solicit funds from entities, city governments, private businesses. Whoever wants to help, we'll take their help. Primarily, as you can see, we have the energy providers that are major contributors to our cause. And down at the bottom part of the website, you can see pictures of individuals who have agreed to be speakers at our conference. You can start off with Richard Lopez, who represents HUD, Grace Segovia, who represents the City of FAR Recycling Program. Susan Gertner is the Director of Environmental Programs for the HEB statewide. John Bennett is the Director of Community Relations for TXU Energy. Your Commissioner, Edward Camarillo, representing the City of Brownsville. Hector Padilla represents a private enterprise here in the Upper Valley with Lax Furniture Store. Lax Furniture Store is actually recycling styrofoam, and they're selling the styrofoam to China. So that's something that barely anybody knows about, but they're doing it. And then Eddie Lucio III is one of the speakers at our noon luncheon. The Daniel Torres, we didn't get a picture of Daniel, but we got the logo from USDA, will be addressing the conference also. The conference in itself, and the theme is, how green is our valley? Now, 3 or 4 years ago, green was not a common word. Recycling was not a common word. Now these things have evolved. Now we talk about building green. People talk about building LEED certified buildings, gold, silver, platinum. So things have evolved. The purpose of our conference is to showcase the things that have happened. Now, be it that the things happen due to the stimulus money, all of the energy money that we got in 2009, millions and millions of dollars, or because of just a private venture. Walmart didn't get any stimulus money, but Walmart did a lot and has done a lot in making their stores energy efficient. So has HEB. So no matter what the cause or why they did it, the fact that they did is what's important. And this is what we want to showcase at this conference. We're having an opening speaker, which would be Mr. Bennett, and then we're having 12 workshops. And the workshops will entail cities making presentations. For instance, the city of Weslaco has got a $2 million solar project that certainly is going to help the conserving energy for the city of Weslaco. We have the bag ordinance, which, by the way, I deal with other folks involved in green and conservation throughout the state, and they're all very impressed by the banning the plastic bag ordinance. So it's good to hear somebody say from just the environmental director for the city of San Antonio says, man, how'd you guys do it? That's a great thing. So we're gonna a presentation on that. We're having a presentation by the Science Academy in Mercedes, the South Texas ISD Science Academy. The students are building a solar car that's going to compete in a race at the Texas Motor Speedway. We're also having recycling programs. McAllen has a huge recycling program. You go out there, man, it's huge. SPOD has a smaller recycling program. And then the city of Port Isabel, who, unbeknownst to a lot of people, has a recycling program. So those are the kinds of things that we will bring forth. And we will show builders that are building energy efficient homes. We will show commercial buildings that are being built energy efficient. So again, our whole purpose is to get this information out. And given the times, given the hard times that we're going through right now, saving is a good way of existing. And there's a lot of ways to save. There's a lot of ways to conserve. And this is something that we want to continue bringing to the forefront and hope that all of you will attend. There's a $25 registration fee, but virtue of the fact that you let me come and talk to you tonight, we'll waive that. Okay? And we're having a luncheon catered by Ricardo's. We're having a South Texas continental breakfast, tacos, and some yogurt for those of us that don't eat tacos. And that is being sponsored by TCEQ. So come and join us. It's free. Oh, exhibit space. If anybody here in the audience has anything having to do with energy efficiency and you want to exhibit, go. The exhibit space is free. We don't charge for exhibit space. By virtue of the fact that we get the money for this conference from private sources, we don't rely on charging for exhibit space and not so much on registration fees. Any questions? It's gonna be at the iTech Center. It'll be at UTB TSC iTech Center, 301 Mexico Boulevard. The pre-registration at breakfast is at 7:30 in the morning, and the conference ends at 3:30 in the afternoon. Any questions?
This would have gone right with the presentation I was supposed to have here, but didn't get here. We got a tire company, recycling company's coming, where it's gonna separate the rubber from the steel,
Uh-huh.
and it's gonna break it down into so many particles to where it goes to its original state.
Uh-huh.
It will extract fuel or biofuel, and it can be used to build new tires
Oh.
or other stuff.
You know, there's all kinds of things out there, Mayor, that
We're gonna
that
be
are
doing this here in
happening
Brownsville.
that we really don't know about, like this recycling of styrofoam. I happened to be at Pan American in this office, and they had a little piece of styrofoam. I said, "What's that?" They said, "Oh, this is styrofoam that's been recycled, and is being. We have it here to see what we can develop from it at the Manufacturing Research Center they have at Pan American." And they told me that Lax was doing it, so I went to the plant, and it's the only styrofoam recycling plant south of San Antonio. When I was there, there was a trailer, an 18-wheeler, full of styrofoam from Guadalajara that had been brought from Guadalajara to be recycled there. So again, these are the kinds of things that we want to bring out and to show people that it can be done and that energy efficiency is a good way to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. And for the audience, it was on March 18th, 2011, from 7:30 to 4:30, right?
Again, sir?
It's on March 18th, 2011, from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., right?
Right,
At iTech.
at the iTech Center.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Larry. Consent agenda items.
Consent agenda items A through D.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Measure carries. Item 6.
Item 6, consideration and action to appoint or reappoint 3 members to the Brownsville Public Library System Advisory Board.
Okay, I have some applications here. Do we have nominations?
I'd like to make a motion to reappoint the following members: Irma Cantu, Robert Rosas, and Mary Trevino.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any discussion on these recommendations? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment. We have one. Todd Ayton. Please come forward, Mr. Ayton. How's your dad? Give him my best. Give him my best with you.
I will do it.
Item 8, consideration and action on resolution number 2011-012, providing for a general municipal election to be held May 14th, 2011, for the purpose of electing a mayor and three members of the city commission, calling a special municipal election for the purpose of electing one commissioner to an unexpired term, and authorizing the execution of an interlocal cooperation agreement with Cameron County Elections Administrator and dealing with related matters.
Would approve?
We have a
Second.
motion. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Second. Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 9.
Item 9, consideration and action to authorize Mr. Charlie Kabler, City Manager, to accept the Federal Emergency Management Agency Department of Homeland Security Assistance to Firefighters Grant for fiscal 2010 for a total amount of $270,000.
Honorable Mayor and Commissioners, this is a grant to put exhaust systems into our fire stations for the well-being of our firefighters and to allow us to purchase 2 air compressors that we need for our air tanks that we use to fight fires.
Staff recommendations approved?
Move to approve.
moved.
Second.
We have a motion, second.
Second.
Nobody's going to argue against the grant.
That's right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Getting it for us. Item
Thank you.
10.
Chief.
Item 10, consideration and action regarding an interlocal government agreement between the City of Brownsville and the City of McAllen, Texas.
Mr. Saucy.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. We're simply asking that the City Commission approve this interlocal agreement, which basically will simply enable city staff to address certain issues involving local government with the City of McAllen over the next 60 days, and then report back to the Commission as to any action.
Would approve?
Okay, so there's no action taken as far as severing in any way from the L'Oreal?
No, Mr. Mayor. All we're simply asking is that you approve an agreement authorizing the City of McAllen and City of Brownsville staffs to work together cooperatively to come back to each of the cities and propose possible ideas.
Okay, does anybody want to speak on this?
It's an action item.
I understand, but I will allow anybody to speak on it if somebody wants to speak on this. Kenneth Jones, you're here. Do you want to speak on this?
I'm familiar with what's going on there.
Okay. Can we have a motion? We have a motion.
So
and a
moved.
You have a
Second.
motion and a second already.
I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Item 11. Item 11, consideration and action to create the West Morrison Road Public Improvement District.
Move to table?
Second.
You have a motion to table. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 12.
Item 12, consideration and action to appoint members or directors to the West Morrison PID Board of Directors.
Move to table.
Table. Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 13.
Item 13, consideration and action on resolution number 2011-010 to authorize the city manager to apply for the 2011 Criminal Justice Programs application in the amount of $64,230 for the Brownsville Police Department.
No
May-
matching funds, right?
I'm sorry?
No matching funds?
No matching funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item
Thank you.
14.
Item 14, consideration and action to award a contract for geotechnical and construction material testing services for the Brownsville Multimodal Facility.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commissioners. Staff recommendation is to award a contract for geotechnical and construction material testing services for the Brownsville Multimodal Facility. For geotechnical and construction material testings, I'm sorry, that's the same thing. For the Brownsville Urban System to Professional Services Industries of McAllen, Texas, for a total for a total amount of $37,845.50. That's PSI. Funding for these procurement will be available from the FTA federal funds. That's funding from the feds. And the administration of the Brownsville Urban System or Bus Department agrees with this recommendation.
Would approve?
This is an action item. We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 15.
Item 15, consideration and action to award a contract for the purchase and delivery of 3 canines and 4 instructor courses for the Brownsville Police Department.
Staff recommendation is to award a contract for the purchase and delivery of 3 dual-purpose K-9s and 4 instructor courses for the Brownsville Police Department to Kassenberg K-9 Training Center of New Market, Alabama, in the amount of $45,199. Funding for this procurement will be available from the Brownsville Police Department Federal Forfeiture Fund, account number 28. The Brownsville Police Department Administration concurs with this recommendation. There's a memo from the chief.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion for adjournment?
So
Thank
moved.
you.
All opposed? Then stay. Adjourn. Thank you.